chambers that are here representing. Of course, we have the President Monica Hernandez from First Class Hispanic Chambers here. We also have Sergio, the President of the Mexican Chamber here as well. And we have representation from the Hispanic Advisory Board from Mayor Donna Deegan. We have Pablo, and we have the President Jose, he's on his way, and Karen Tucker. So thank you guys for being here. And of course, we have our sister cities representatives. So thank you guys for being here on this special day. To start off, I am going to introduce the President of the First Class Hispanic Chambers, Monica Hernandez.
Good morning. I just have to extend my parking pass.
That's important.
It is, very much so. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Mayor Deegan, for allowing us to be here. For me personally, it's quite an honor that we get to do this for a second year in a row. So to your administration and to you, thank you, because this is very meaningful, not just to me as an organization, but to all the different Latinos from different countries that continue to just move to Jacksonville, to Northeast Florida, and make this our home. We continue to open businesses, to create jobs, and really to be a positive influence and a positive impact to the community as a whole. So thank you, bienvenidos, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us in this wonderful kickoff for Hispanic Heritage Month. Are you guys aware of what Hispanic Heritage Month is? All right, so Hispanic Heritage Month really is the start of celebrating the various cultures and economic impact that Latinos have in the United States. It starts from September 15th through October 15th, considering the various of the many different countries in Latin America do celebrate its independence during the first few days. So congratulations to all of us as Latinos. I want to make sure that we continue to support each other, that we empower one another, and to the community at large. You're going to continue to see various businesses that are opening, whether they're accountants, restaurants, attorneys, from all walks of life. This past week, we had a wonderful kickoff for Business Expo. Thank you to the City of Jacksonville for sponsoring that event. And it was really a great hit because we had over 91 entrepreneurs that were there all day. So thank you so much. If I could get a round of applause for that accomplishment. The Hispanic Chamber of Commerce was founded 32 years ago, actually 33 this year, and we really take pride in continuing to advocate and really promote the Hispanic entrepreneur, regardless of the country that you're from, whether you're Puerto Rican, Colombian, Mexican, Venezuelan. We just want to make sure that you feel as supported and represented as possible. And we saw that last week, where for 7 hours, these entrepreneurs were there showcasing the value add that they have to the community at large. And that is just step one of many expos that we'll continue to do. I always like to highlight that you do not have to be Hispanic, one, to be a member. You do not have to speak Spanish to be a member. And you do not have to be Hispanic or speak Spanish to go to any of our events. It's all about the support. It's about really making sure that we create that integration and serve as a conduit for our entrepreneurs to continue to just be at home. This is our home. I've lived in Northeast Florida for 18 years, and I've definitely seen the difference from when I got here to where we are now. I always joke around that when I moved here, as soon as I heard somebody speak Spanish, I was like, oh my God, we need to be friends. Like, what is your name? Where do you live? What do you do? Now it's much more common. It's just great to see that. I know when I go to Beatriz of Life Creations, I'm like, give me my favorite food, and she knows that her mom knows, I have a gluten sensitivity, so they spoil me, right? So it's good to be able to see that, and to see that not just in the Hispanic community, but other communities that are here in Northeast Florida, which I always like to make sure that we embrace. Lastly, I just wanted to, I always have to get to brag about the chamber, right, about FCHCC. And one thing is that this year, for a second time, FCHCC is going to receive the award for Chamber of the Year by the United States Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. And, whether shared amongst over 280 other chambers around the U.S. So, the work is being done, and what is the work? The expos, the monthly cafecitos that are taking place, the workshops, the various initiatives that we do throughout the year for you as an entrepreneur. So, it's great for me to be able to highlight that because it does take a team. Each one of you guys has been part of that journey to get us to where we are. So really thank you to the volunteers, to the members, and to the community that ultimately continues to support the mission and the vision the organization has. So thank you again for this wonderful opportunity to kick off Hispanic Heritage Month. If you look around, you're going to see Voces Hispanas, or Hispanic voices. And ultimately what that is we have an initiative where I want to make sure that we are highlighting and recognizing those individuals that are building a legacy of us as Latino in Northeast Florida. There is a rubric, right, that we have in place, and all of these individuals have been in Northeast Florida for more than a decade that have brought in significant value to whatever field they're on, whether they're artists, entrepreneurs, journalists. There's so many. One of our very own, Ken Amaro, is featured there. So it's important that again we see and we put faces and names to those individuals. Most of these, believe it or not, are not members of the chamber, but for me it's important that I do that because again, it's all about building awareness. It's all about me in the organization to provide that support for our entrepreneurs and for professionals, right, from different backgrounds that are allowing me as a president to continue to drive that passion. I always like to highlight Clark Vargas. He was, my mentor, passed away last year, but somebody that took me under his wing when I just became president. And we used to meet, and I would kind of tell him this is a crazy idea I have, and he would, calibrate me or say, yeah, that sounds good, we can do it. And that is what this is for. So please take the time to everyone in attendance to read up their stories, to get to know who those individuals are. Some of them are here today, so that you can really shake their hands and get to know their story. I think all of us here have a story to tell, and I want you guys to hear from them directly. So special thank you to my board that is here for supporting me, for showing up and saying, hey, we're present to the Hispanic community. I know at the expo I was following a call to action and making sure everybody showed up, so I do see those faces here, so thank you. And I want to hand it over back to Yanira. Thank you again, and I look forward to continuing to work with you.
And as you guys know, us Hispanic, we don't do nothing boring, nothing without food. So with that being said, I am honored to bring up Maria. She is the founder of Venezuela Marca, and she's going to do a beautiful flamenco dance to represent España, right? So Maria, you want to talk a little bit about the dance?
Thank you, everybody. I'm the founder, executive director of Venezuela Marca Foundation, born and raised in Venezuela with parents, immigrants as well, from Spain. And I'm here now representing my traditions and my roots, both of the sides, Spain and Venezuela. And I kind of find a place where everybody can belong. So I'm bringing you a little folklore from Sevilla, the Sevillanas.
that. She's doing amazing things. She's teaching our kids Spanish. She's teaching them the traditions. She does an after-school program. So please make sure you support Venezuela Marca and everything that they do. Thank you, Maria, so much. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but we have some council members that are Hispanic, and of course we're going to have them represent. So first, I have the honor of representing and presenting Councilman Ken Amaro, who represents the Arlington area, which is dominantly, is one of our biggest Hispanic population areas. So everybody please welcome Councilman Ken Amaro.
Thank you, Yaya. I don't know how I'm supposed to follow. Bienvenidos, mi gente. Listen, it's an honor and a pleasure for me to be here with you today. I'd like to recognize the mayor, Mayor Donna Deegan, Councilman Raul Arias. Do we have any other council members? Chris Miller in the back, who sponsored the resolution recognizing Hispanic Heritage Month. And just for a few moments, I want to share with you my perspective. Monica said something a second ago about we all have a story. And it reminds me of a quote from Ruby Garcia, who is a therapist, an influential Hispanic voice. And she said, we can choose to be a character in a story written by someone else, or we can choose to be the author of our own story. When we set aside time like this to reflect and remember we're writing our own story. Unfortunately, as Hispanics, Latinos migrating to the United States, sometimes we're caught in that world where we become too American for our family, or we're not enough of a local for the community, if you will. And so we have our challenges trying to navigate and maintain our heritage and what we've known that has been passed down through the generations. And I know what that's like firsthand. 4 decades ago, when I came to the United States and landed my first job in the field of broadcasting, it was a part-time weekend and I was eager to do it. My college professor encouraged me to change the pronunciation of my name so I can be more accepted, if you will. And so instead of saying Amaro, I'd say Amero. And I did that for 40 years on television and in radio, again, just to be embraced in the community and not have to deal with who is he, where is he from, things of that nature. And so now that I'm no longer in TV, I say Amaro. I've had some of my colleagues say, well, which is it? And I said, whatever you choose, and I'm comfortable with it. Well, my grandfather, Emilio Amaro, and his wife, Martha, lived on the island of Culebra. They gave birth to 4 kids, and when Martha died, the family moved to another island, Vieques. And then down the road, they decided to migrate to Philadelphia. Don't know why, but they ended up there in Philadelphia. And that's where he raised his kids, his 4 sons and daughter. Many of my uncles served in the armed forces, and then when they got out the Army, they served their respective communities, some as police officers, some as bus drivers for public transportation. My dad specifically, he joined the Merchant Marines, and he served on a ship for nearly 50 years, serving in the maritime community. He now resides in Caguas. On the 27th of this month, he's going to be 93, and he still makes the best lechon roast pork that I've ever tasted. He's very, very good at that, you know. And some people who, if you like lechon, you understand what I mean. So we pause to celebrate National Hispanic Heritage Month to reflect on the contributions that we as Hispanics have made, not only culturally, in our arts or music or poetry, in our workforce as contractors, engineers, even in the medical field as doctors. I was reflecting this morning on Dr. Gaston Acosta Arua, a local neurosurgeon who was well respected. He's transitioned, God bless his soul. But as a reporter, he gave me the opportunity to come into the operating room with him as he was doing brain surgery, and I was amazed by not only his level of compassion, but his knowledge and his skill set. He was doing radiation implants in someone's brain, and I've never forgotten that, and have always been very appreciative of the skill set or the gift that he brought to the First Coast as a Hispanic neurosurgeon. And we've got others, like my colleague, Raul, restaurateur, who runs Mambo's. Great food if you've been there. No plug for Raul. But we've got individuals like that making a difference. I don't see Martha here today, but property manager Martha Torres. I met her last year, and when Martha shares a story, it just moves your heart because she was fired from the job, and she, instead of crying in her tears, she pulled up her bootstraps, and now she's a successful property manager. Since this annual event began in '68, we have seen how the Hispanic Latino community has grown throughout the United States. I think the last number I saw from the census, it's about 60 million. I know here in Jacksonville, it's about 11%. Yaya said it's a little bit more. Arlington District 1 has become very, very Hispanic. In fact, my wife was in the Walmart at the Maryland and Hartsville the other day, and she noticed that even Walmart is now sensitive to the shift in the population, that where in the grocery store we're seeing more Hispanic products. We're seeing things in Hispanic language. So many are paying attention. One of my favorite longtime singers, she's now deceased, Celia Cruz, who commanded the stage, and when she performed, she said something that has always stuck with me. When opportunity presents itself, grab it and hold on to it and don't let go. And that's something I've always tried to do. It's a reminder that our voice matters, and we must use it. We must use it to preserve our heritage. We must use it to make the space that we're in better for the next generation. The theme for this National Hispanic Heritage Month is simple and clear. It says, pioneers of change, shaping the future generation together. Thank you for having me today. Happy Hispanic Heritage Month.
Councilman. Up next, I have the honor of presenting Councilman Raul Arias, who a lot of people think he's Cuban because his restaurant's Cuban, but he's actually Panamanian. So welcome, Councilman Arias.
Thank you so much. All right. I'm wearing my Panamanian flag here today. But yes, thank you for the kind words, Mr. Amaro. You're right, our voice does matter, just like every voice matters here in our community and in our nation, right? But today we're here to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. And like you said, this is to recognize those leaders, those individuals who have paved the way here in our United States of America, right? With roughly 12%, maybe 12 and change, is what make up here in Jacksonville, right? That's the demographic that continues to grow, not just in Jacksonville, but across our entire nation. As a matter of fact, according to www.google.com, all right? It is the fastest population across the board amongst all Hispanics and non-Hispanics in the United States. So we are the fastest and largest growing population here in the United States, not just in Jacksonville, with over 604,000 businesses in Florida, which make up over $90 billion towards Florida's economy, right? That's huge, but let's bring it back to Jacksonville. Last week, or was it this week? They all flow together, right? But last week, the First Coast Hispanic Chamber of Commerce just held a first of its kind event here, a business expo. And while, yeah, there were 91 businesses in Expo, there were more than 100 businesses there because I was amongst one of them, and I was talking to other people that want to be a part of this Expo next year. And we were just astonished as to like how unified our community is. Not just our business community, but just Hispanics in general. And when I advocate for our community in City Hall, to my colleagues, to the mayor, to everybody, I'm not just saying it because I'm an Hispanic. I'm saying it because people need to wake up. We're here and we're growing. So whoever wants to capitalize on that, they need to do it now. Let's talk about a little bit of the fact that we're growing. There are over 2.4 million registered voters in Florida that are Hispanics. That makes up 18% of the base of registered voters in Florida. Any of my politician friends, you guys need to target that group, our group. This will be the swing vote. So when we're talking about appealing and reaching out to people to earn their vote and their support, don't forget about our population because we are the fastest one, right? But going back to the Business Expo, I was able to speak and I thought, okay, I was just gonna speak about my experience in my business, but it really touched my heart because I just saw and I see a lot of people here from that expo that have never really engaged with our city's officials. They were asking so many questions as to the process and to what we do and how they can be involved. So I commend you all for not only being here today, but also just being a part of this great event. Thank you, Monica, the First Coast Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I know I saw the other chambers as well they're representing and supporting. So I just want to be thankful to everybody who came out last week, but more than anything, just for being here, for being in Jacksonville, making the city a great city. And I'm just proud to be here with you all. So thank you so much.
With that being said, now it's my turn. Bueno, buenos días a todos y bienvenidos. What an incredible moment is to be here with you celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. This is a time to honor vibrant cultures, deep-rooted traditions, and the tremendous contributions that the Hispanic community has made, not just here in Jacksonville, but across the country. Today, we come together to celebrate our heritage, and it's something that I hold dearly to my heart. In Jacksonville, our Hispanic community is blossoming like never before. Just like you guys have already heard, we are over 11% on the census, and with that growth comes a powerful wave of influence, creativity, and passion. We don't just bring numbers, we bring stories, we bring flavors, we bring music, a fierce of sense and family and community that enriches every corner of this city. We are the heartbeat of Jacksonville's future, and we do it with pride in who we are and where we come from. Let's talk about our culture for a moment. From the sizzling arroz con gandules, to the spice of tacos al pastor, and the zesty freshness of ceviche, our food is a reflection of our love, tradition, and unity. And let's not forget our music. What about that salsa? Whether it's salsa, reggaeton, or bomba y plena, we carry the rhythm of our ancestors in our hearts. And it's not just about celebration. It's about telling our stories, making sure our heritage is never forgotten and that it continues to inspire future generations. But beyond our vibrant culture, we are also leaders, dreamers, and doers. Our businesses, our creativity, and our perseverance are shaping the very fabric of this city. I'm so proud that initiatives like JSEP Hispanic Forum, which is committed to empowering Hispanic entrepreneurs and small business owners. Programs like this don't just uplift individuals, they strengthen our entire community ensuring that we all rise together. And I must express my heartfelt gratitude to leaders like Dr. Parvez, whose vision and dedication have paved ways for opportunities like the one I have. It's because of advocates like him that positions like mine are available. The first Hispanic outreach coordinator for the city of Jacksonville. Parvez has opened doors that were once closed, and for that I am profoundly thankful. In my role under the Mayor Donna Deegan administration, my mission is to champion our community and to make sure that we are seen, heard, and celebrated in all our beauty and diversity. Through events like Viva la Fiesta, the largest Hispanic festival in Jacksonville, and the upcoming Unidos Jacks dinner, we are showcasing the heart and soul of our cultures. These aren't just events. They are living, breathing expressions of our heritage, our food, our music, and our history. And most importantly, they are moments of unity, where we come together to say, we are here, we are proud, and we are shaping the future of this city. But while we celebrate, we must also recognize that there's still work to be done. Our community faces challenges that we must confront with courage and determination. Hispanic Heritage Month is a reminder to continue advocating for greater opportunities, equality, and representation. This is our time to stand strong and to ensure that our voices echo throughout Jacksonville and beyond. Jacksonville is growing, and our Hispanic community is a virtual part of that growth. We are the storytellers, the change makers, the bridge builders. Together, we are creating a Jacksonville that is more inclusive, more dynamic, and more reflective of the incredible diversity that we call home. As we celebrate this month, let's honor our ancestors, our families, and the future we're building together. Let's keep bailando, let's keep sharing, and keep striving. We're not just participants, we are creators of a brighter and more connected Jacksonville. Muchas gracias. So now I have the honor of presenting Dr. Parvez, who is going to introduce Mayor Donna Deegan.
Good morning, my friends. It's a pleasure to be with you once again to bring to City Hall the joyous celebrations for Hispanic Heritage Month. This year, I had an added bonus and privilege, the joys and blessings of working closely with Yaya. Yaya, thank you for all that you do and all that you represent. I also want to thank Council Members Ken Amaro and Raul Arias for your steadfast support and your presence here to not only support the Hispanic Heritage Month, but also support all of our Heritage Month events. So this month is not just a celebration of Hispanic history. It is also a recognition that the destiny of our city is inextricably joined with the future of our Hispanic community. In the words of Dolores Huerta, who along with Cesar Chavez founded one of the most influential labor movements of the 20th century, she said it best, and I quote, "Hispanic heritage is an embrace of family, culture, language, and values that shape our identity and strengthen the fabric of America," end quote. So we gather here to celebrate. Given that 1 in 3 members of the Hispanic community are immigrants, I will be remiss if I did not take the time to talk about the role of immigrants in general that play in shaping America of today. This is particularly important. It is particularly important now more than ever before because immigrants are once again being made scapegoats and targets as yet another election season rolls along. As a first-generation immigrant myself, and I dare to say perhaps the only one of my kind serving in the Deegan administration, I'm no stranger to how vicious rumors create generational scars for families. So today when I hear about the demonization of immigrants through vile rumor mongering, the trauma hits close to heart. That these attacks are coming from the same racist playbook is not surprising, but it hurts nonetheless. The hurt is only made worse by the silence of so many. So in the words of Dr. King, in the end we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. So my friends, we cannot remain silent and accept the brutishness of xenophobia is just the normal ebb and flow of our politics. We must speak up. To the contrary, we must do everything in our powers to make all our citizens, all our residents, feel welcome, celebrated, and seen. So did you know that 46 million foreign-born people live in the United States, representing 14% of the population? To some, this 46 million is a cause for celebration, like most of you who are joined here. To others, it's unfortunately a reason to fearmonger. So let me set the record straight. It would perhaps come as no surprise to many of you to know that in 1890, nearly 15% of our nation's population was also foreign-born, exactly the same number as today. In nearly a century and a half, America's reliance on foreign-born citizens to fuel its success has practically remained unchanged. So what's the difference between then and now? The only difference is the country of origin of those immigrants. Then it was European. Today it is mostly Latin America. Today these immigrants from Latin America are as much an integral part of America as the industrial progress European immigrants made in 1890. Like immigrants from Germany, Italy, and Eastern Europe a century today, today's immigrants from Latin America succeed despite facing language barriers and onerous immigration rules. In the same way as their European ancestors, European predecessors, today's immigrants from Latin America drive American innovation and entrepreneurship, bringing new perspectives and adding to the vibrancy of American culture. The Census Bureau projects that by 2050, less than 3 decades from today, our country's foreign-born population will play even a more significant role than they're playing today. As Councilman Arias rightly pointed out, this underscores the reason why we must know these immigrant communities better, why we must try to understand their challenges and not demonize them, because they make what America is today. It is then morally wrong to indulge in age-old xenophobia. It makes no business or economic sense. But there is a better path forward. A path forward that recognizes that by embracing and including all our diverse communities, we will not only strengthen our economy and workforce, we will also nurture a society that is just and compassionate. And who is better to inspire us further and pave the path of love and compassion than our dear Mayor. Mayor Deegan, the floor is yours.
Oh, it's never easy to follow Parvez. Goodness, thank you for those heartfelt and beautiful words. And I have to say, buenas tardes, first of all. And thank you, Yaya, for not giving up on me in terms of trying to teach me Spanish. I'll be speaking to children tomorrow, and Yaya has been trying to help me learn how to read to them in Spanish, so Lord help us all. But that's, I have practiced, and I'm going to do my absolute best. But I consider it a privilege, just as I consider it a privilege to see all of you and have you here in our beautiful city. I have to say, Parvez, your words really always are so meaningful, but they hit me in such a way today because I've seen so many people comment, and you know, this is just what we do to each other here in this country when we approach elections, right? It always seems things get darker and uglier, and the same old tropes get brought up and all of those things. And I saw a couple of people on social media say today, I'm just gonna have to get off of social media because it's just gotten too dark and too ugly and I just don't want to be. But one of the reasons that I stay, even though I admittedly don't spend a lot of time there, that I try to bring love and unity and compassion and all those things that I believe in, is because we need those things. We need those things. We need to we see each other's hearts here today, right? That's what we have to embrace all the time. We can feel differently about things. We can feel differently about politics. We can feel different. This is the beauty of all the different cultures that we have in this city. We're different. Amen. Amen. Right? But there has to be at the base of it unity. That we all believe that together, that beautiful mosaic that we create is what makes life worth living. So I'm so grateful to have you here today. And Parvez, I am so grateful to have you on our team. Over our first 14 months that we've been here, can you believe we've been here 14 months? Sometimes it feels like a day and sometimes it feels like 100 years. But Parvez has built strong relationships between our administration and the many communities that we have in Jacksonville that make this such a wonderful place to live. In addition, we've been working to evolve his role into something that is also of a great need, and that's emphasis on data and analytics to improve our city's decision making, our efficiency, and our transparency. All very important things. So I'm excited to lean into Parvez's skills as an economist and a data scientist while continuing to bring all of our communities into City Hall. These are some of my favorite events. It gives me such joy truly, to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month with you. We unite once again this year to honor the countless contributions of the Hispanic and Latino communities in our city and across our country. National Hispanic Heritage Month began as Hispanic Heritage Week in 1968 under President Lyndon Johnson. In 1988, President Ronald Reagan expanded the celebration to 30 days. It is rooted in the bipartisan idea of celebrating the beautiful mosaic of communities that call the United States home. And I was particularly interested in the numbers that you gave this morning because when I think of the United States, I think of all of us as immigrants because we are. We wouldn't be here, but that we came from someplace else, right? That's what makes us strong. Here in Jacksonville, we take pride in the rich diversity that the Hispanic community brings to our city. Celebrating that diversity makes us stronger, more vibrant, more united. We will continue to welcome and support the numerous and varied communities that call Jacksonville home. In the past year, we have made significant progress for our Hispanic community. The Jacksonville Small and Emerging Business Program, the JSEB program, recently launched free monthly forums tailored specifically for Hispanic small businesses. More than 70 Latino business owners attended that very first one. Yes, you can clap. These forums are held in Spanish and are designed to provide valuable resources, support, and networking opportunities for our Hispanic business community. The next one will take place tomorrow evening from 6 to 8 at the main library, so please make sure you spread the word about that. To continue celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, my administration, with the support of the City Council, is proud to bring you Unidas Jacks, a first-of-its-kind dinner dedicated to honoring the remarkable contributions of our vibrant Hispanic community. I invite all of you to attend with your friends and family on October the 3rd. From the early explorers who charted new territories to the many generations who have built and shaped our cities, our industries, and our culture, the Hispanic community has been an essential part of our city and our nation's story. To cite a few Jacksonville-specific examples, the dado pepper, which is an integral part of local Menorcan cuisine, was brought to our region by Cuban settlers. The present-day neighborhoods of Springfield and Eastside were once part of Camp Cuba Libre, which was a military encampment establishment in 1898 for the deployment of American troops during the Spanish-American War. Jacksonville and Puerto Rico were significant trade partners, with 90% of shipped goods to and from the mainland to the island going through Jacksonville. Afro-Puerto Ricans played an integral part in Jacksonville's jazz and blues music. When Puerto Rican-born Manuel Rivera, owner of Ashley Street Manuel Tap Room, opened his home to Hank Aaron, he helped integrate Major League Baseball. Jacksonville is also proud to celebrate the 15th anniversary of our sister city relationship with San Juan, Puerto Rico. It's a bond that has fostered cultural exchange, collaboration, and mutual growth. Since its inception, this partnership has strengthened ties between the vibrant cities of Jacksonville and San Juan. We're creating opportunities for shared economic development, education, and the arts. Together, we have built a bridge that highlights the rich heritage and contributions of the Puerto Rican people to Jacksonville's diverse community. Simply put, Hispanic history is American history. The teachers who inspire our children, the healthcare workers who provide compassionate care, the entrepreneurs who fuel innovation, and the countless others who enrich the fabric of our community all deserve to be seen and heard. This is why our administration has spent so much time and energy in reaching out and creating a sense of belonging for all who call Jacksonville home. Events like today affirm the importance of this work. Hispanic Heritage Month offers us a moment to recognize that although we are celebrating our progress, as Yaya said, there is always more to be done, and we have to be the ones to do it, especially given the challenges that immigrants and refugees continue to face, as we've discussed. The fact is, they add more to our city than they take from it, and their presence makes all of us a whole lot better. As we look around this room, and we look across our city, we see how much stronger we are when we embrace each other. We see the Jacksonville future is brightest when every voice is heard, when every person has the opportunity to thrive, regardless of background. This is especially important for our young people. I want every child growing up in Jacksonville, whether they trace their roots to Mexico, Puerto Rico, Cuba, Colombia, or somewhere else, to know that their heritage is a source of strength, that their culture is valued here, and that their dreams matter to all of us. They are future leaders. They are the future leaders, innovators, and change makers of our city, and we are all invested in their success. As mayor, I am committed to ensuring that Jacksonville is a city where diversity is both celebrated and championed, a city where we work to eliminate barriers and create opportunities for all. And I call on each one of you to join me in that work. In closing, let us all be reminded that diversity is our strength and that unity is our destiny. Together, we will build a Jacksonville that honors the contributions of every community, lifts up their cultures, and shines as a beacon of hope and opportunity for all of its people. And in doing so, let us be reminded of the timeless advice from Cesar Chavez. Preservation of one's own culture does not require contempt or disrespect of other cultures. Thank you, and let us continue to celebrate the beauty, resilience, and contributions of the Hispanic community, not just this month, but every day of the year. Gracias a todos. Now, I will read the mayoral proclamation. Whereas the City of Jacksonville recognizes and celebrates the vibrant and diverse Hispanic and Latino community whose rich cultural heritage, traditions, and contributions have significantly shaped our city and our nation. Whereas Hispanic American Heritage Month, celebrated annually from September 15th to October 15th, is a time to honor the histories, cultures, and contributions of Hispanic and Latino Americans whose influence is deeply woven into the fabric of Jacksonville. And whereas the Hispanic community in Jacksonville continues to grow and thrive, representing approximately, we're saying 11%. I know it's bigger than that. I think we really are estimating somewhere between 11 and 13. Is that right? Yeah. Continuing to grow of our city's population and influencing the social and cultural economic vitality of our community. And whereas Hispanic and Latino Americans in Jacksonville have made significant contributions in a variety of sectors, including business, education, healthcare, public service, the arts, enriching the cultural landscape of our city. And whereas the City of Jacksonville is committed to fostering an inclusive and welcoming environment where all residents, regardless of background, can thrive and be part of the beautiful mosaic that is our community. Now, therefore, I, Donna Deegan, by virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor of Jacksonville, Florida, do hereby proclaim September 15th through October 15th, 2024 as Hispanic Heritage Month in Jacksonville and encourage all citizens to join me in celebrating the rich history and contributions of Hispanic and Latino Americans. Thank you so much.
Okay, with that being said, we do have some appetizers, some small bites. Thank you to Latin Creation for providing empanadas, arroz con azules, Mi Casa Mexican restaurant with the tamales. Most of